Welcome to Red Couch Review with Olive and
John. How you doing?
We just saw the movie Babygirl, directed by Halina Heijn, starring Nicole Kidman,
Dickinson,
Antonio Banderas.
What'd you think of Babygirl?
I enjoyed it. I think once the consistent mood is developed, it's pretty smooth, and I'm engaged the whole time.
I liked it. It reminded me of like a play on the movie Secretary. You remember?
Yes.
Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Spader.
Reminded me of Unfaithful.
Yeah, I remember Unfaithful. I do like that there's an underlying thing about the age gap and what that means about approaches to sexuality and other things like that.
We can't stop imagining if the roles reversed, an older man and a younger girl. We will be very fast to make a conclusion of what's morally right or wrong. But when it's an older woman and a younger man, then it's worth having discussion over because the society seems to have different standards.
Well, there's power dynamic difference. When an older woman is in charge, we kind of treat them like they're used to being the underdog in the situation, and the man, through their aggression and dominance and physical strength, might already have an upper hand. So we kind of assume that, like, with an older man and a younger woman, that there's also like a kind of an unfair power dynamic. And in this movie, Babygirl, there's a younger man and an older woman, and it almost feels like an equal power dynamic. But no, okay, because it feels like the older person is giving up their power. It's definitely a movie about power, about where power lies, especially in sexuality.
Power and consent. Samuel's character has brought up the concept of consent. Like, you sign up to have this power dynamic that whatever happens is still under consent unless you use the safe word. And I feel like in reality, it's not entirely fair. You also wouldn't know unless you participate in this kind of power play. At what point do you feel comfortable? Do you push yourself to stay in it? And what are the consequences once you break this bond?
Also, Nicole Kidman's character has a lot of power in real life. She's basically a CEO of like an Amazon.com. In her sexual life, she doesn't want to be in control necessarily. She would like to be told what to do in a way. And I guess to kind of balance the aggression of the personality of her work with. The movie's kind of held together by all the actors. I was never bored.
I was never bored.
I think it's very interesting on a human level.
I also appreciate it's non-flashy.
It's really good at like
human psychology.
Slowly developing a relationship between people, appropriate or inappropriate or whatever it is. It like subtly advances it, takes something kind of tawdry, like a 50 Shades of Grey type situation, and turns it into something that's a little more than equal playing field and a little less like minor.
That's true. I feel like it's gonna touch people in a way, to make them think. I was a long line of women in the bathroom, and no one said a word. Everybody's like in deep thoughts. Discussion between friends and perhaps a couple will be very interesting.
It could be. Depends on what the relationship, if there were couples in there. I feel like I saw a few. It was mostly women and then like a few couples. I hope it enriches their relationship. I hope it makes them feel like being more honest with each other about their sexuality and what they want. It's by the director of Bodies. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but definitely about dynamics, power dynamics.
Bodies. Also, I thought about promising young women. There are movies that just make you think, after you watch it. And I think this will stay with us for a bit.
The person who directed it or who like envisioned it knows about human relationships and picks up on the subtlety of human relationship. It's not all big, heavy-handed moves.
Oh, very subtle.
It's very sneaky. It's very good. It's very good.
I like it more than May December.
Those are two very different movies.
There's not much to learn from May December. I watch them like, bleh. But this is...
Yeah, I like it a lot. They're different, like the power dynamic in May December is more scary.
But it's heavy-handed compared to this. Compared to Babygirl.
It's melodramatic.
Do you want to give it a score?
Babygirl? On scale, give it a 8 out of 10.
Oh, wow. I realized I would give it a score when I like it. So last time I didn't care to. I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
It's accurate. We're giving it a little extra half a point for how good the acting was. I think Harris Dickinson and Nicole Kidman were at their best.